Chumash with Rashi, Parshas Terumah Sheni. Asisa kaper zav tar. You shall make an ark cover of pure gold. Masayim v'chetzi arka, 2.5 cubits in length. V'ama v'chetzi rachba, and 1.5 cubits in its width. Rashi says kaper is kisi al ha'orin, a cover over the ark. She'epsuach memayla v'nicha alav kimin daf, which is open up above. Moshe placed the cover over the ark like a board. Amasayim v'chetzi arka ka'arka sha'aron, like the length of the ark. V'rachvi k'rachba sha'aron, its width was like the width of the ark. Umunachas al evi aksadim, arba awesome, and to lay of the thickness of the 4 walls. V'afal bishla nasan shil avya. Although the Torah does not give a measure of its thickness, the Chacham expounded that it was a handbreadth thick. Yudches v'asisa shnayim kruvim zav, and you shall make 2 golden kruvim. Chitas isam, you shall make them of hammered work. Mishneik tzois hakaperes, from the 2 ends of the ark cover. Rashi kruvim, the most parts of tinik lahem, and the features of a child. Chitas shlei Ve'atzmam u'schavim b'rosh hakaperes la'achar siyasam k'maiset serfim. You can shoulder your belas. You should not make them separate and then join them at the ends of the ark cover after they are made. At smith still, you shall take a large quantity of gold at the beginning of the construction, and you should take a large quantity of gold at the beginning of the construction of the iron cover, and beat with a hammer and a mallet in the center. And then you should form the kruvim from the protrusion of his ends. Knock one against the other. The end of the ark cover. And make one crew from one end, and the other crew from the other end. From the ark cover you shall make the kruvim of its 2 ends. So you will not say that it means 2 kruvim at each end. Therefore I had to explain 1 crew from the one end. So you shall make the kruvim. This is the meaning of you shall make them of hammered work. You should not make them separately and then attach them to the ark cover. And the kruvim shall have their wings spread upwards, shielding the ark over their wings, with their faces toward one another. Turned towards the ark shall be the faces of the kruvim of Rashi Persik Nafayim. Should not make their wings lying down, but spread high alongside their head, so that there should be 10 tefachim in the space between the wings and the ark cover. It is a besuk, as it says in the book.
You ready to go down?
You shall place the ark cover on the ark from above. Into the aron you shall place the testimony, which I will give you. Rashi says, I do not know why it was repeated. I never remember Edus already says this. So Rashi says, you could say, you say that when the ark is still in the ark alone without the ark cover, Moshe first puts the testimony and then placed the ark cover over it. We find this when Moshe erected the Mishkan. Never eaten a seidus al aron rachakav, eaten a sakaperes al aron marla. Says, and he placed the testimony into the ark, and afterwards, and he placed the ark cover on the ark from above. I will arrange my meeting with you, with the bartit chom malak kaperes, and I will speak with you from the top of the kaperes. Mi ben shnei kruvim, from between the 2 kruvim, asher al aron edus, that are upon the ark of testimony. His kol asher tzava Yisrael b'nei Yisrael, all that I command you to the Yidden. Zamash v'li atik k'shek b'mei l'chal adaber imachal. When I arrange a meeting for you to speak with you, I that place that I arranged for you, the meeting where I come to speak to you. Elsewhere it says, and Hashem spoke to him from the tent of meeting, saying, Mishkan, this is the Mishkan, outside the Parechas. So you have the two psukim contradict each other. So you have a third pasuk that comes and reconciles them. When Moshe came into the tent of meeting, he heard the voice speaking to him from the top of the Kaperis. Moshe would enter the Mishkan. Once, as soon as he came in the doorway, a voice would descend from heaven in the place between the Kruvim, and from where it emanated and was heard by Moshe in the tent of meeting. As Kol Asher Atzava B'nai Yisrael, all that I command you unto the B'nai Yisrael, Harivav Zu Yisir Tefillah. This Vav is an extra. There are many examples in the Torah. L'kei Tipaser shall interpret it. And all that I speak with you, there is all that I command you unto the children of Israel. You shall make a table of wood, on the side of ark of Amar 2 cubits in length and 1 cubit in width, and a cubit and a half in its height. He must have gave a raglav the height of his leg, together with the thickness of the table. It's piece of tar, and you shall overlay with pure gold, and you shall make for it a golden crown all around. So Rashi zer sav. Similarly, Kesem Malchus, this is a symbol for the crown of kingship. For Shulchan Shem, for the table represents wealth and greatness. As they say, the royal table. Vasisa the Miskaris Tefach Sav, and you shall make for a frame the tefach around. Vasisa zer zav the Misgar Tesaviv, and you shall make a golden crown from its frame all around. So Rashi Miskaris. The Targum made the Gedafna, as the Targum says Gedafna Rim. Nechlaschu Chachma Yisrael B'Dover, so Machalikas Yesh Emrim L'Mayla Hisasav L'Shochan Koela Bizbizin Shabasfas Shochan Sadim. Some say that it was above the table, around the table, like the rims, the edge of the table of the princes. Yesh Emrim L'Mata Hisatkum Regel Regel Barbarokas Shochan. Some say it was below the tabletop, inserted from one leg to the other on the 4 sides. And the table top lay on that frame. This is the crown mentioned above. Here he explains to you that it was on the frame. You shall make for it 4 golden rings, and you shall place on the rings the 4 corners, on its 4 legs. The rings opposite the base, the bottom says the rings shall be opposite the frame as holders for the poles with which to carry the table. Rashi says, "Lumas amasgeres tiyena atabois beraglayin tkuis on the legs, negrasha masgeres inserted opposite the ends of the frame. The bottom, ice and tapos, the bottom halfas behem. Bottom of the rings shall be holders in which to insert the poles. The bottom of for the purpose of holders. The bottom, ketagum, as the paragraph says, astra l'erchaya, a place for the poles. So asisas abadam asishitim. Shall make the poles of Asishitim Tzipisa Ism Zov, and you shall overlay them with gold Benisa Bahamas Ashulchan, and the table shall be carried with them. So Rashi Benisa Bam Lashon Nifal, the passive voice, in Nisa Bahamas Ashulchan, the table shall be carried by them by the poles. So Asisa, Kairisa Vachapesa, Ksesa Menak Yesov, and you shall make its forms, its spoons, its half pipes, and its Hashiyusach supports Hashiyusach Mem Zov, with which will be covered. Zov Toy Tasalisim of pure gold, you shall make them. So Rashi Vasisa Karisa Kavisa Karisa is that Tfus Shayisuk Tfus Alechem, the form that was made according to the shape of the bread. Alechem Mayisikim in Teva Prutzum Shtiri Chaisel, the bread was made in the shape of a type of box without a cover. Shalayim Ledamata Vakefim Mekan Mekan Klapamatic Xelim, the Kach Kri Alechem upon him had a flat bottom, and it would be bent upwards on both sides, similar to the walls. And it was called lechem upon the bread of faces, because it has faces looking in both directions towards the sides of the house of the Mishkan, from here in one direction, and from there in the other direction. Eisen ark l'rechem al hashulchan was placed lengthwise across the width of the table, because of skufim connected fast shulchan, and its wall stood vertically opposite the edge of the table. Obviously, tfus barzel, a golden form and an iron form was made from it. Shabarzel and nefel was baked on Friday in the iron. Shmeitz ben Natan neist to pshel zov al the machar b'Shabbos shemesan al shulchan. Tfus kardu kairo was taken out of the oven. It was placed in the golden form until the next day, on the Shabbos, when it would be arranged on that table. This form is called karo. The chapezav bezichin shneistim behem avena shtayim hoyu l'shnei kmutze l'avena shneistim aftem arapes. There were spoons in which the frankincense was placed. There were 2 spoons meant for the 2 handfuls of frankincense that was placed besides the 2 sacks, as it says, and you shall place besides the stack pure frankincense. And when it's stuck in the arpei, a sort of half tubes hollow and split after the length. 2 more son eisen shalsav, so similar to the tubes made of gold. Masada gima al rish kol lechem. 3 tubes were arranged over each bread, so that each bread would rest upon those tubes. To separate one bread from the other, so that the air would enter between them, and the bread would grow moldy. Okay. The Targum says, as bears in sniffing, when you say zav, their branches are golden pegs. They're standing on the ground and reaching a considerable height, corresponding to the height of the stack of the bread. They were notched with 6 notches, one above the other, and the ends of the pipes between one bread and another were supporting the bread. The branches of the burden of the upper bread, so that they should not weigh down on the lower ones and cause them to break. The duration of chilos is bears. Similar aware of veering. In the case of the day, I do not know how mechanism applies to branches. Some say Ksesiv refers to the branches. Which are hardened, strained so it does not break. And which is clean so that it should not become moldy. Understood in similar ways or words who say that they are branches. Which means they are covered regarding the half pipes. And Nesak was a Nesak was Yusak and Nesak Lashon Schach Kisu, the reading of a roof and a cover. And the Safal Shop and Lafal Panel of Talmud, and shall place on the table showbread before me all the time as a Rashi, Lachabanum Share the Panum Commission Prashti. This is faces as I explained. When you now lechem sitting marich the first Emra Lakin, it's explained over there.